Hello, good evening. Larz of Arcturian is here.
Hello, Larz. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Have all the devices that are out there to keep us humans on 3D, have they all been dismantled yet?
They are lessening in influence. A comparison would be the trusses of a car giving way. Are you familiar? The vessel is not. Perhaps you are.
Yes.
This would be a good metaphor for the grid, the reptilian grid that holds humans in lower consciousness states.
So is it being dismantled by the Federation or other ETs that are helping us at a pace at which is appropriate for us human beings to handle?
Yes, tell us about trusses when they wear out on a car. What is the purpose for them and what causes their wear?
Well, they provide strength, and they can bend and give way when they get worn. Mm-hmm. And probably forces that would try and be uneven and make it want to bend.
And what causes the wear on the trusses?
Well, vibrations, I guess, would be part of it. Uneven pressure along the truss. That's all I can think of.
So these systems that were put in place, these grids, so to speak, here we are comparing, using a metaphor of trusses in a car. These grids put in place in times prior are beginning to wear out. They do not have the reinforcement they need to keep them in place due to increasing numbers of souls awakening on the planet. One of the things we would like to speak with you about this evening from perspective of the Galactic Federation in regards to your work, the work that you engage in awakening. Yes, a global work, but also very important to your nation. We want to speak to you about a vibrational structure, we will say like a bridge between your nation and Canada. There is a need for Canadian friends because of we will say a shaking coming to your political system, and there will be a temptation to be thrown off balance, to lose equilibrium due to the ferocity of this shaking in the political system in the coming year throughout the presidential race. And so we encourage you to build bridges of support, vibrational support between the U.S. and Canada, and we would encourage any willing Canadian counterparts, friends of peace, friends of awakening, friends of consciousness to lend their prayers to the United States and be available as they are willing to be as a vibrational bridge of support for American friends in the coming 18 months.
So how do I do that? Just through prayer?
This is a request we are making of Canadian persons of high consciousness.
Okay, so this is for them to hear.
Yes.
Okay. And is there something I can do to facilitate that?
Yes, you can ground the bridge, the vibrational bridge, the support of high consciousness from your vantage point.
Okay.
And you may consider, as you consider this message and what we are stating here, you may consider what makes a bridge strong and trustworthy. What makes a bridge a sound structure? So as the first structure you spoke of, the magnetic energetic grid of the earth that is holding, that has been put in place by lower density beings many years ago, is beginning to weaken, and as we said, as trusses giving way. In the converse, we are asking Americans and Canadians to create a bridge, a new bridge in the magnetic field, in the ether of support for this time of shaking, 18 months of shaking in America. Now, when a shaking, let's say, of an earthquake comes, what is instinctive? What is instinctive when one begins to feel the shaking? To find something, find some structure that is
strong, yes.
Strong enough.
Doorway.
Yes.
Yes.
That is right.
I don't know if enough people know about that, to be honest with you.
Okay, so these are metaphors we're asking you to contemplate. What does one do in an earthquake to be safe? Then consider the implications and applications for when the political shaking comes. How will you secure and ground yourself and keep yourself on sure footing and safe? We are speaking not in a material sense. We are speaking in a vibrational sense. How are you going to secure your high vibrational standpoint throughout the shaking?
By not going into fear, by not paying too much attention to things, news and things like that, by spreading as much love as I can.
Yes, standing in the doorway between heaven and earth and making your request known unto God, unto Michael and Judah. Making your request known very clearly, not taking sides, but standing for peace, being ineffable, unmoved, meditating and staying very centered in peace. Peace, what is peace? Peace is the trust that all is well, that God is not fallen asleep at the wheel. The maker of the universe is aware of all things and allows all things to counterbalance one another, you see.
Yes.
And so staying very centered, watching your words and thoughts, giving attention to what is worthy, maintaining your own personal vibration, the maintaining of your personal vibration in a high state of elevation, knowing and understanding, believing that supports like the footings of a bridge, supports that others may traverse the time safely. And we are specifically asking Canadians to pray for America during this time and refrain from judgment and debate and maintain awareness and peace on her behalf. And of course, any others from any nation that feel so inclined.
And does that mean to keep with positive thoughts?
Yes.
Stay positive.
Staying in trust.
Trust
that
yes.
There is a bigger purpose. And we would ask you to pray for America's safekeeping, that she be stable and sure-footed and wise, for many will say, some even wish that she meet her end, and this is not for the good of the global community. However, America is due for some humility. She is much like a rebellious teenager, and the parent knows not, should I discipline this one like a child, or allow this one to suffer the consequences of his actions as an adult? You see?
Yes.
And so we in the Federation have this debate frequently concerning, in particular, America as a world leader. For we have vision for a global community on the earth, and America is a roadblock in this vision. We want America to be a part of this vision, to fall in line with this vision, but there is a stubbornness and independence there that does not facilitate, at this point, the possibility of a global community. For America asserts, like a teenager, I'm better than you, you see.
Yes, I'm very much aware of that.
And this is an obstacle to the global community that needs to be established in order to support disclosure and help from other races, interstellar races, we are speaking of. This attitude of superiority is a racist attitude, you see.
Yes.
Based on not skin color, but nationalism. And this sort of attitude will not serve one in a cosmic community. First, Americans must learn to be a part of a global community. This is an important step in becoming a member of a galactic community.
Yes. We have to realize that America is not the greatest country in the world.
Well, there is a need for many things that divide many peoples and many races on and off world. There is a need for the things that divide us into us and them, for those things to be removed.
Yes, unfortunately, anytime we put a label on things, then one has to be better than the other. Americans are better than the Russians. The whites are better than the blacks. The northerners are better than the southerners, etc., etc., etc. During this time period, do I need to decide, or would it be advisable for me to continue to treat people or not to?
Yes, certainly.
Okay.
If you desire to, it is always your choice how you focus and use your energy. And you understand better than most what it means to steward your energy. And so make allowances for your energetic, we will say, budget.
Okay.
And you may spend your energy, save your energy, hopefully not overextend your energy. And it is up to you how you choose to invest your energy.
I would just like to, as much as I possibly could, help relieve some of the suffering and pain that some patients will be going through, and non-patients as well.
Yes, and then continue to, you don't have to attach our name specifically, but you can give wise counsel. Wise counsel during this time will be not to watch the news. It will be extremely toxic.
I already tell people that. The ones that I'm most concerned about are the young ones. I think they might be the most vulnerable to this.
Yes, certainly. They are very apt to make broad judgments of the meaninglessness and hopelessness of their future based on current events.
Is it beneficial in any way to drop little hints, to make little statements here and there to prepare people? Or is that too much, putting energy into the possibility?
Better to focus on the current issue they bring to you, and instead of focusing their attention on exterior events, always bringing the focus back to their own heart, their own circumference of influence, and what is under their direct control, which is managing their own vibrational set point and elevating it, you see.
Yes.
That is the best focus.
Yes.
most people will not have the level of consciousness to listen to what you share about them, about future potentials, without investing fear in that, in your message, you see.
Yeah, I do see that.
So it is not of help to them in that regard.
Yes.
But teach them to be good stewards of their emotional and physical energy. Now, we would say that, using a metaphor here, imagine a doctor in wartime.
Yes.
On a battlefield.
I see what you're saying.
The way that they practice is vastly different than the way they would practice in peacetime,
Yes.
you see.
Yes.
In peacetime, there is time to do systemic work. In wartime, it is patch them up and get them back out or send them home and so on. And so there is a different mindset in the way in which you approach healing in these times. And this is a great lesson that was onboarded by workaday doctors and nurses during the pandemic.
COVID, yes.
To understand that there are times and seasons in which a different attitude and method of treating need be adopted for a time.
Keep them as healthy as you can through the period that they're going through.
Yes, that is correct. And also, in wartime, a doctor understands you can't save them all. You see. And save the ones you can, and use discernment and discretion around how you apply healing within the limitations of your own energy.
Gabriel once told me that if I didn't know what to say, I could call on him. Is that still a possibility?
Always, yes, certainly.
Is this something we want to put out on the internet?
Yes, you may. And you may also ask your international friends of the Judah family to please pray for America.
Okay.
Now, one thing that is instinctive in an earthquake, one will cover the head. You agree?
Yes.
Lower the gaze, cover the head.
Mm-hmm.
And so this you must be mindful. Cover your mind, cover your head, protect your mind, and keep your mind aright.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's enough for tonight.
Thank you.